Tracy Ellis Ross.
All right, so here's what I did so far this afternoon. I went to Huddle House, did a little meal there called the um, MVP. They're also offering it as a free meal for the veterans on the 11th, right? If you're a veteran, the 11th is possibly the day they're going to give you out free meals, right? By the way. And again, I went to the post office. Now, like I said, the first thing you do when you get home is wash your hands in general. Make sure you don't have COVID or anything. And take your temperature. This time it's 98.5, right? But like I told you, right? You're going to see it kind of backwards, right? Anyway. Now, this morning it was 1, so it ain't up more than 4 degrees, right? So even if it was, say, a little off with the temperature, say it's supposed to be 98.8, right? Even if it went up 4, that wouldn't be more than 99.2, right? Just hypothetically there. So it's been low since COVID came out anyway, and I told you, whenever I go to the doctors, I get my temperature checked first thing. That's how you know if you have a virus. If it's over 104.4, right? Not 104 point, right? Something, right? Now 101 is usually, right, point 4 when you have a normal fever, right? That's the problem too. You could have also the flu or a normal cold, then that don't mean necessarily you have COVID either, right? But COVID seems to be running rampant in certain parts of Georgia, right? And other states. Now, some people wonder where it even came from, which, like I said, okay, even if it came from China, they talk about it being discovered in 1960 anyway. Whatever. And you just been kind of sitting on it, right? Not paying it no never mind here in America, right? Well, it's no different than bird flu or SARS or whatever, right? Which also came out of that region, right? Right. H1N1, all that. From the same general area, right? But you're not paying attention, right? Therefore, again, you're getting a little confused. And, okay, somewhere it's been out since 1960, right? This strain got over here just recently, last year, right? But again, it's always been somewhere else, right? So, has it been here before that? Well, they're not paying attention to it enough to know or find out, right? See, unless you know someone who took a cruise over there anyway, that don't explain how it's spreading rapidly throughout the states. No, it don't. No, it don't. Just by touch. Infecting someone with it, you can get it. Intentionally. Or droplets, maybe, because you're just coughing, you're not sneezing with it. You know what I mean? Even if you have the symptoms, right? And the fever is just a sign your body's fighting it off, the infection, the virus, right? So again, there you have it, right? That's all you got, too, right? And that's the download. That's the 411. That's what they're telling us right now, right? So what you need to do as a citizen is monitor who you have contact with, right? Who you touch, who you don't touch, right? Things of that nature. And stay a certain distance unless, like I said, right, something more is going on. Now, what happened last year had nothing to do with all this. This is pre all that. That was back in November anyway, and last year, right? Over a year ago, right? Even now. So, like I said, you need to let go my theories, right? That shouldn't matter to you. You don't respond to a theory of someone who's not sure if something happened with someone or not, but ain't really asking if you know what happened either. No, I'm not. If you don't know something happened, you just still don't know something happened, no matter what you said happened or not happened, right? But you ain't gotta deny it happened either. If I didn't say it really happened either. See, that seems to be confusing you. Your sense of morality and your sense of right and wrong is like that of the first century Jews, which Jesus didn't seem to take a liking to some of their teachings, especially not to interact with people of other races, right? Because one of the things he did differently is he at least interacted with the woman at the well who was a Samaritan, right? And that was during or after the marriage in Canaan, whatever that means, right? And there's ambiguity there as to who the marriage was even for or why Jesus and his disciples went themselves. And who even the bridegroom is. Why didn't John name the bridegroom? But in chapter 3, John the Baptist says, by John, he that has the bride is the bridegroom. So what's going on? What's going on? Was he married or not? So, well, because by the 3rd century, none of this is making sense to the Gentiles, right? They're not 1st century Jews, right? And by the time it gets to Constantine, right, I don't know, he's having a hell of a time understanding it all, probably, right? Because the Gnostics are saying one thing and the Orthodox another, but one is more pleasing to the man and one is more pleasing to a different set of laws, right? Where you're more gentle and loving than barbarian and condemning and trying to take over the world or conquer people by violence and force, right? Okay, there's a problem with that because the Bible warns about that, right? Using force is not of God because God is benevolent. Satan is malevolent. Now, if your child feels transgendered or gay or whatever, it's not my job to police that particular sin in the Bible. But why is it a sin in the Bible? Because Moses said a man shall not lie with a man as he lies with a woman. Technically, anyway. And so for his religious people, the Jews, they can't do that. Well, the thing is, though, before Moses wrote that law, people were doing that anyway. Now, the point he's trying to make, though, about it, I think, more than anything, especially with Sodom and Gomorrah, is rape. Is more of the crime area of that particular thing, right? Homosexuality anyway. Or possibly being married to a woman and creeping out on her with another man. Maybe. You think? I don't know, right? But it's talking about all kind of things you can't do. You can't sleep with your father. You can't sleep with your mother. You can't sleep with your brother's wife. You can't sleep with her. Okay? That will be your sister-in-law or your aunt and uncle even, right? He gives you a list of things the Jews in particular aren't supposed to do, right? And that's for their religious leader, right? Called Moses, right? Now, you might be a Gentile, like I said, might not understand all that stuff, right? But you might be missing some information there, right? That would help you understand, right? Now, there's a spirit of rebellion, which is why Christians tell you if you're gay, you're rebelling from legal marriage or marriage between a male and female, right? which means having a child with the female, not with the male, and you're therefore violating the laws of marriage, right? Which is strictly male and female. So I'm just trying to help you deal with what all you're doing now from your different beliefs, right? Now, I also understand that gay people want to marry for a different reason, more for a contract and stuff like that. Right. No. Now, I heard about training kids doing a program, right, on some show, right, where they again do a contract to do the show, right? But what they're trying to get you to do, according to the Christians, is tolerate transgender people and gay people. But we do tolerate you, is what they would say. We're not the ones trying to stone you, because Jesus did forgive the woman caught in the act of adultery and things like that. And again, Peter and asked Jesus, if someone sinned against you 7 times and turns to you and repents, how many times do you forgive them? 7 times 7. Or 7 times 70, Jesus said, right? That's 490 times, right? If they do it every time, you forgive it, right? See, trying to find a wife for me is something different. That when I got to my ship, it became an issue, right? And I started finding women periodically who would go all the way with me, technically, right? Kind of like the concubines of Solomon, right? They wouldn't really commit, right, to a long-term relationship. I didn't even hear from most of them, though I gave them my address and things like that, right? And they gave me theirs, but like I said, right, I'm going overseas. I'm not hearing anything, so either my shipmates are sabotaging those relationships as well, which I'm not trying to prove or disprove, just a suggestion there, right? And there again, right, I meet about 5 women before I meet the one I go mental on to start hearing the voices anyway, which is of a religious content dealing with Jerusalem, right? Which I was asking where I would marry her and all this, that, and the other, which the girl at the time was Sheena. And when I put that forward to her, it freaked her out more. I don't know what's going on there, right? So, again, I'm writing her handwritten letters. I want to make that clear. No typed letters, just in case I was being sabotaged by my shipmates, right? Another guest there, because I don't know what was going on her ship, right? Only on mine, and I was having problems with the shipmates since I got there. They kept asking me, am I gay, right? Okay, I don't know if someone put him up to it, but the guy who did, right, kept asking me, and I kept saying, no, no, no. And then it got into a physical altercation, and he tried to catch me sleeping on watch, and I was just meditating, and he tried to touch me, and again, right, I opened my eyes, which probably freaked him out before he touched me, because I wasn't asleep but meditating. Things I had learned before I joined the Navy. By studying into what? Ninjutsu. Now, until you study into something to see if it's real or not, if it works or not, that's kind of proof that the guy won't admit it. I guess not Lieutenant Gisborne either. I don't know. Right? Right. I know. I know. He was the witness there, right? That man went up and got him and brought him on the way down to the 400 hertz generator room, and I was meditating. You were meditating when he tried to touch me. Now, if he's lying about it, that kind of looks bad for him, though, right? But I don't know why, unless they're kind of in the gay DV. I don't know, right? Not accusing, asking, right? See, an accusation is saying, I know Lieutenant Gisborne was banging the guy and they were doing something to get me in trouble. No, I don't know that. No, I don't know that. And I wouldn't say that of Lieutenant Gisborne, because that would be fraternization with enlisted men, and they're not supposed to do that if they're officers. But Lieutenant Davis, I think it was Lieutenant Davis, maybe, was worried about something called the Christian Fellowship Churches Association. Well, he didn't have to worry about that particular thing in the church. I wasn't doing it with them. But maybe Davis, okay, the pastor, not the lieutenant, had taught him that. And Thomas probably told him not to worry about it. with my experience with them so far. Right. But again, I'm trying to understand what all they're saying here, right, to me, and what kind of friendship I'm developing with them, and whether they're a cult or not, and things like that, too, right? Cults also have unusual sex practices other people don't do. Well, like I told you when I asked them about their unitship program, Pastor Brand allegedly, I can't prove it, in a conversation in private between me and him, talked about a brother and a brother doing something called a hand job to each other. So, only way you can describe it, or jerking each other off, right? Excuse the sensitivity of the language there, right? Again, not trying to do anything or force anything, just telling you the truth, right? Of what I remember my encounter with this particular church to begin with, right? Now that's kind of what I was dealing with when I ran into Sheila anyway, still. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with these people. I know. They're almost worshiping their pastor like Jim Jones type, right? He can do no wrong in their sight. And even though he's brought on upon molestation charges with two 12-year-old boys and 19 counts of some kind of unlawful contact with a child, I get caught up with it with my stepdaughter in '94, I guess, right? They think, or they try to bring it in 2005. I know. I'm not sure what's going on, right? Either way. All I know is I'm sleeping on the couch anyway, and the daughter would have to wake me up and going to the bathroom or coming there directly, right? Like I said, right? Two possibilities I know, that's the only way it can happen, right? Exactly. But no, nothing proves anything with this, right? No way. Exactly. But they're trying again to act like I'm the one doing something wrong with the stepdaughter to begin with when I'm not around her that way. I know. This would only be one night, perhaps, before I move back to base. Between Friday, Thursday to Sunday night, right? At the longest. And then I'm waking up uh, from a fall 20 days later, right? And again, I have amnesia there for about 2 weeks, right? Not sure what's going on, right? So again, um, I'm out the Navy, right? The following year, right? In August of '95, right? Like I said. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what I'm having to deal with even now, because people keep accusing me of doing something with the stepdaughter who might not have even been there. The only one who was there was my ex-wife, and even she would know that's not normal, what all I'm saying. And it would seem like coaching herself, right? And there was someone else around her, her biological dad, unfortunately, but I can't prove anything. I don't know the details of their interaction, even. I don't even know if he knows I was sleeping on the couch or anything directly, but if he did know, that would play into if the girl was interacting with me that way, Daphne, or not, right? How she got in there and why. And, he taught her to. He taught her to. Having her for 4 days, right? Only other possibility, too, right? Besides being her, she wasn't around nobody else but them. And they knew the same thing, that the girl was raised by grandma, right? So who would have a motive there to do something with the daughter? And the dad, who don't live with me and maybe don't trust me around her, or Daphne, who been living with me for about 4 months, right, before I even met her. And again, it was acting a little weird, but I handled it differently. Like I said. And again, and again, right, and again, right. I can explain my side no matter who's watching what's happening, right? Even if it was she herself, right? Or someone with a camera, which, that instigates an entrapment type thing, right? But again, those are the only way someone else can know. Besides me telling them 20 days later, right? Which is, again, too late for her to have not gone to the police herself, right? Because, see, the problem with these kind of crimes is it's hard to report it or even prove it, right? To begin with those situations like that, right? See, if I say it could be the biological dad could say it could be grandma or grandpa, right? That's called an alibi. Who taught her that, not him, right? So that's what you're looking at. And every time you talk about accusing me, right? Well, you're not accusing me, but everyone around the girl. As well. Because to do that with me, even if it was one of the 4 nights, and it's not normal for a child to do that with a sleeping adult. No, it's not. Nope. 0 times does a child really do that if you watch SVU like I do. Figure it out.